Welcome to Autodoc. Today, very common problem in especially petrol cars with petrol engines. Misfire in the engine. What can cause misfire? What is misfire? Engine needs air, fuel and spark in specific way. It needs to be proper amount of air and fuel. Also, the ignition system needs to give a spark in the correct time. So I'm gonna explain you what can cause misfire and how to deal with it. So starting from simple stuff, spark plugs, as we know, they have to be correct for the engine, otherwise the engine not going to be working properly. If you have any deposits on the tips, that's going to be indication that maybe the plug is not working good, is bad, or something wrong with the engine, maybe timing, maybe amount of fuel and air is different than it's supposed to be. So that's going to be maybe different problem. However, in here we can see cracks on top of the plug, which means someone didn't install them properly, someone overtorqued them, they cracked, and that was simply the cause of misfire in this engine. I was thinking that's the coil. However, that's gonna be your another problem, a very common problem, coil pack, but I rule out that that's not the problem in this case, because I simply took a ground wire, very fat ground wire. I connected to the cylinder head, to the metal. So someone is cranking the engine, coil is connected to the system, and you can see spark is jumping to the ground wire for each coil. If you don't have a coil pack, if you have simple single coil for each cylinder, that's very easy diagnosis. You can simply swap the coils, and let's say you don't feel any change how the cylinder is working. Let's say we're pulling cylinder number 1 and we can see there's no change, so we can swap the coils. If that moves, we simply know that's the bad coil. So this is the engine I've been working on with bad spark plugs. However, this engine had also bad map sensor, which detects or regulates amount of fuel and air by measuring the amount of pressure in the intake manifold. That sensor was dirty. I cleaned it up. I seen a lot of improvement. However, it wasn't improved 100%, so I replaced that sensor. It's not so expensive. So if you have any vacuum leaks, I was explaining on the last video, so if you have any vacuum leaks, that sensor will be giving you bad readings. So before you change that, make sure the air intake is sealed, is tight, is not leaking air, is not giving vacuum leaks. How to check that, have a look on the last video. Even a simple dipstick, if you pull this out, that sensor will be reading different, so be careful with that. You might have MAF sensor, which is mass airflow sensor, which detects mass of air going in. Same, you can clean it and check it if there's a difference. However, be careful with any leaks, any vacuum leaks. This vacuum leak will cause sensors to give you bad readings. Another problem, very common problem, is fuel pump, fuel pressure. So if you're having problems, usually higher RPM, the car is sluggish or doesn't give you enough power, use valve like these to check fuel pressure. If it's too low, that's gonna mean that this car not gonna be performing well. So fuel filter, fuel pump and fuel regulator are the 3 main common problems. However, changing the fuel filter and fuel pump usually is the key to solve the problem with fuel pressure. Of course, air filters, but they're usually not gonna cause misfire. This filter have to be very, very bad to actually clog the intake, so the engine doesn't have enough air going in. However, even a dirty filter will usually not cause any misfire. It can cause lack of power, acceleration, etc., but it shouldn't give you misfire usually on the idle. So it's of course good practice to keep it new, fresh and clean air filters in your engine. However, this will not cause misfire on the engine. Another very common sensor is O2 sensor. However, be careful with that, because sometimes, as I said before, you read the code, sometimes usually saying your fuel mixture is bad, it's too lean or too rich. So be careful with that, because this might be caused by vacuum leaks, fuel pump, etc., weak spark. So before you change that, make sure everything is solved, like let's say this sensor or vacuum leaks, fuel pressure, sparks. If the O2 sensor is not giving you any reaction when what you're doing, let's say you're revving up the car and it's flat, that doesn't do anything. Let's say you're applying vacuum, you opening this oil cap, you pulling any air hoses, and you see no change to the O2 sensor reading, probably the sensor is bad. Of course, these two, intake and exhaust camshaft sensor, can cause problems. Sometimes it's very hard to detect them if they are going bad. But if you have codes related to timing, there's one of two: or the sensor is bad or your timing. So be careful with changing these. It's sometimes easier to check the timing, like this engine is very easy to check timing. You're setting the top dead center. Usually you don't have to go underneath the car, you're just simply setting the cylinder number 1 to top dead center, and you checking the marks on the timing wheels. Of course, the condition of the timing belt or timing chain, it's also crucial, so be careful with that. So that's another thing, timing, mechanical stuff. If the timing is bad, one tooth just jumped, it's gonna cause this engine to work incorrect, because the amount of fuel and air is not burned in the specific time when it's supposed to be. It's gonna be burning out of the cylinder. It's gonna cause valves, usually exhaust valves, to burn, to overheat. Also, the catalytic converter can be melted down or just cracked and clog the exhaust side, so this engine not gonna be working efficiently. And of course, head gasket, which is simply a gasket between engine block and cylinder head. So if you overheated the engine, there's a big chance of head gasket problem. Coolant is inside, as we know, is passing between cylinder head, engine block. It circulates over the engine bay to be cooled down. It comes to here, which is reservoir. We're using simple kit, which is CO2. Fluid detecting presence of CO2 in the system. So if we start the car, if it's running, we can see this color blue change to yellow, or even green will be indication of presence of CO2, which is simply exhaust gases going into the water ports, cooling ports, and end up here. So this is good indication. Another indication, I think, might be some residue, like maybe oil and water residue on top of the cap. So that's what I'm gonna be doing next. So guys, this engine head gasket is fine, so I'm not gonna be showing you that procedure. Probably in different video, when it's gonna be occasion for that, I'm gonna show you whole procedure, how to check that, what to look after, and if it's true or not these types of fluids are good or bad. So I'm gonna show you simple test how to do that. So probably the last thing to look after is your ECU, which is the brain of the engine. This is very unlikely, however there are some faults, manufacturer faults, probably moisture, rust gonna affect the pins on the connector, so that's another thing to look after. You simply pull these out and check for any signs of corrosion. Maybe one of the pins is bent or bad, or something is missing. So before you do anything, it's good to have a visual check, because if there's a rust, there's not going to be connection, and one of the sensors or many sensors can be affected. So that's another thing. So if I forgot anything about what to look after, please let me know in the comments, and probably next video we're gonna do something one by one, maybe maybe injector, maybe coil, maybe this, maybe that, how to diagnose it, sometimes using OBD, sometimes using simple gauge, fuel gauge, compression tester, etc. So have a look on the last video about vacuum leaks, very important video. Most common problem, vacuum leaks, rubbers, plastics everywhere. So these are the common problems, very easy to diagnose and replace a simple piece of hose and have the car and engine working properly again. So guys, thank you for watching. Please subscribe our channel, please like and comment below, and just comment about what you think, what did I miss, or what you want to see in the next videos. You can visit our parts store and get as many parts as available and different varieties of manufacturers. So thank you for watching and see you next time.